Hey up me ducks, it's Simon here, how are you all doing? Just pop open the chat. Oh, it's not showing. Ah, there we go. Sometimes there's a bit of a delay, isn't there? So, nice to see everybody, people in there saying hello. So we've got Silka, Luna. Now Luna, you posted some comments earlier and they're not here now. If you posted them more than an hour ago, they disappear. I found that once, that if you put up a scheduled video and it's like a few hours before and you post in the comments, as it gets close to the time, they don't seem to hang around for some reason. But I made a note when I saw them, probably about half an hour ago I saw them, 45 minutes. I made a note of them and I will respond to them for you. So we've got Elizabeth, Mike, Mendy, Jackie, Tycon, Sandra, Patsy, Elizabeth, we've got Ginger. Who else have we got? We've got Rosa and Zane and Rachel and Robert. Oh, and Angelic Michelle. And ahoy hoy. We've got Mr. Chris Egon Searle himself, who's joining us, and Diane. So welcome and thank you. Happy channel birthday. Oh, and Kelly Bear's here. So yes, lovely to see everybody. And yeah, it's my birthday today, my channel birthday. So it's 3 years ago today since I started the channel. And Kelly said to me earlier in a glide message, she was like, and I forgot to reply, you know what I'm like with glides. You ask me a question, you're lucky if you get it answered. Because by the time it comes to me recording. But Kelly asked me earlier if I thought it had gone quick. And in some ways, I do. But in other ways, I feel like I've been on YouTube forever. And I think that's because of the amount of people that I've met and the amount of things that's happened and the things that we've done, that when you think back to a certain time, it feels like forever ago. Does that make sense? So in some ways, yeah, wow, 3 years already. But then in another way, it's kind of like when I look back at the first video or an early video, it just, you know, I didn't have a desk in this corner. It was down in the front room and it faced that wall and everything was different. And I feel like I've been here in my little corner here now for years. So yeah, and then when I think about things like the first time I did a couple of catch-up cards, feels like forever ago, you know? So in some ways it's gone really quick. It seems like more than 3 years. And Brant, have you been around for those 3 years? Because there are people, you know, in the chat who are subscribed to my channel who have been here right from the beginning, and will remember things more than I do. You know, they'll say to me, "Oh, I remember such and such." I'll be like, "Oh yeah," or I always say something that I think nobody will remember. I did something the other day. What was it I mentioned? I said, oh, it was the meditation last night. And people were commenting afterwards, Andrew, and saying, oh, yes, I used to love the meditations. And, you know, it's 2 years since I stopped doing them, you know, so it's gone really, really quick. I've been creeping since close to the beginning, but not exactly the whole 3 years. Wow. Sandra, I read that wrong. I read it as I unsubscribed to you way before I had a channel. I was like, oh, my eyes. So, party like it's your birthday, yeah. But yeah, so when I think back, so when I started, let's have a little bit of trip down memory lane. When I started 3 years ago today, it was a Saturday, and I did a tag. In fact, my first 3 videos were tags because I just didn't know how to grab the bull by the horns, and I didn't have the confidence just to talk or talk about a subject. Or so my first 3 were tags because, and I always say to people, you know, when they're saying I'm thinking of starting a channel but I'm a little bit nervous, I always say start off with a tag, you know, because you've got certain questions or responses that are needed, certain prompts, and you've got that structure, and you're just kind of, you know, you don't feel necessarily like you're being judged for the amount of knowledge you might have, or, you know, because we all come to this kind of thinking, oh, you know, I wonder if, you know, and 3 years ago, the tarot YouTube community was a lot smaller than it is now. There was Kelly Bear, who I watched avidly. There was Kelly Fitzgerald, Avalon, Jesse Huntenberg, Patrick, who was in the 78 cards, Owl Moon. I forgot her name now. Begins with an R. Revere. Oh, I forgot her name. Somebody tell me. She's got numbers. Owl Moon 81 something or something like that. Racine, her name is, but yes. And then Tammy Pies has put Racine, but I can't think of her channel name. But there was her, and there was the lady whose tag I did at the beginning. My mind today, and I was interviewed by her. Begins with an A. I keep wanting to say Avalon, but it's not Avalon. Owl Moon 513. Owl Moon 318. Arwen, of course. Thank you, Sandra. So yeah, Arwen, and you know there was obviously others, but they were kind of like the people. Oh, and Lou Valcourt, whose channel was called something completely different back then, and they were the people I watched all the time. And I didn't think I had another voice to add, really. There wasn't many guys. In fact, just a month before me, Chase from 2 of Ours started his channel. There was somebody called Andrew Barker I used to watch, and that was basically it, you know. So, yeah, and I just didn't think I had anything extra to give. But Patrick, as you know, in the 78 cards, really encouraged me to start a channel, because I was somebody who first was a lurker, then was a contributor by leaving comments, and then going into the live chat. And back then there was just one that I could recall, which was Kelly's. You know, as we've just said, Arwen did interviews, but the live basically was Saturday night, and it was Kelly at the Truth in Story. And I went in, and, you know, I used to chat to people, and I became a moderator even before I had a channel. So I was kind of known in that small circle. And then when I did a video, I happened to mention it because it was a Saturday. I did my first video today, and Kelly at the Truth in Story mentioned it, and it just went from there. So 6 months after that, I started Cup of Ketchup and Cards, which was in the late August of 2017. And that was terrifying, doing a live. And I know Patsy was saying the other day that she really wants to do a live, and she's very apprehensive and nervous about it. And I get that. But the support was amazing. And then after that, in the February, I started the Catching Up With series. And it coincided with the exact time that I met Kelly Bear in real life in London, and we've been firm friends ever since. And she agreed to be my first guest, and that was such an honour because, as I said, Kelly was somebody who I watched avidly and had interacted with, and then to actually meet up, she was the first person I met from YouTube, and there's been many since. And to do that interview was such an honour. And then that went on from then. And then there's been things like Tarathon, which, you know, we're entering into our 3rd year this year for Tarathon. So yeah, there's been so many highlights, and I'm just looking at we need an update. We need an update. What do you need an update on, Kelly? Tarathon? I, for one, am so happy that the very start of my journey, you were the 2nd channel. First was Truth in Story. I came across that I've been on board ever since. Oh, thank you. And how long ago is that? When does Tarathon start? It starts the Sunday, the 31st of May, and finishes Monday, the 1st of June. 10 a.m. UK time till 10 a.m. the Monday UK time. As in a bear's cave. Yes, and we've spoken, haven't we? We need to firm it up, don't we? We need to put a schedule in where we haven't done a bear's cave special for quite a while, I think, probably a year maybe. Obviously there was the live we did with Becca here, when we had the UK Tarot meetup last summer. We did that was like, what was it, owls, what did we call it? Hermits, owls and bears, oh my, or something like that. But your tag was the first post I did. Oh, which tag was that? We need convothon. We need convothon. Somebody put in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group yesterday, now would be a great time for Tarathon. And hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But it would and it wouldn't, because I think it would dominate it. What's happening in the world would dominate Tarathon. And also, we have to remember a lot of people are actually working from home, myself included. So I can't, you know, I've got the Monday booked off work because it falls during a holiday. Whereas at the moment, we're not in holiday period. So, well, we've got more time now, I guess. Yes, let's talk then, Kelly, because we've already planted some seeds about a discussion topic, haven't we? But we just haven't firmed up any dates yet, and for obvious reasons. Oh, yes, do it, please, please, please. November 2018 was the last Bear's Cave. My goodness, so coming up to 18 months. Wow, that would probably be when I was at yours then in London. We've done a couple of lives from yours in London, and we've done a couple of subjects as well. You interviewed me once for your channel, I remember that. And obviously we did an interview twice. Kelly's the only person I've interviewed twice. I did an interview, and then the interview, because that was the first, kind of progressed, more questions were added, and I re-interviewed Kelly probably around 8 to 10 months later. So I did a revisited, which was good. But then we've done a couple of subject ones as well, haven't we? Oh, the YouTubers A to Z. Oh, the last one that I did, the last tag that I did. Wow. I've been watching your channel for exactly a year and have enjoyed it tremendously. Oh, thank you, Diane. Although my wallet has been moaning. Yeah. And then Aquarius Owl. Last year, I went down the Tarot Tube rabbit hole and found a lot of you back then. My collection of cards has grown. It was, says Kelly. Kelly's still coughing up crud, Tammy Pie, kind of feeling wiped out all day, yeah. And just popping in to say, happy channel birthday, Simon. Thank you, Rose. Can't stay today, but wanted to thank you for inspiring all of us. Just do it and create content. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So I've gone on to black coffee. I decided to, there was a shortage of almond milk and any other milk. So I just thought I'm just going to go back to black coffee. So I might have the odd almond coffee in the future, but so yeah, a lot of people are feeling quite unwell at the moment. And of course, today is the day we just had the news that our future king has been tested positive for coronavirus. Prince Charles has it and is displaying mild symptoms. Of course, there's a worry because he's 71. The Queen is in good health, so that's interesting, isn't it? It's all good in the hood over here. Come to the dark side. Yes, come to the dark side. Oh, black coffee. I have almond milk coffee now. Love black coffee. Yeah, I never thought I'd be able to drink black coffee, but when I joined Slimming World the first time, 6 years ago, I decided just to go for black coffee, and I drank black coffee for about 4 years, and then for the last couple of years I've been having it with almond milk. But if ever I go anywhere to someone's house and they'll say, oh, do you have milk? I know they're probably not going to have almond milk. I ask if they have any nut milk, and if they don't, they'll just say, oh, just black, please. So I have kind of been having black coffee anyway. I'm not worried. He gets the best of care. The people I'm worried about are frontline NHS workers who still can't get bloody tested. Fuck the royals. Yeah, they do get the best of care. But even so, once you've got it, they still don't really know how to treat it properly. So is in the same, they could get the best of care in terms of prevention, but if you contract it, you've got the same sort of risk as everybody else. Was it you who gave me the confidence to start the channel back? Oh, was you who gave me the confidence to start the channel back in 2018, Simon? I remember, Patsy. I remember it well. And I remember you contacted me afterwards just to say that you'd done your first video. Val's in and out. Jackie, you lazy? Okay, make me one for change. Yes, Al, go make your mum a coffee. Go make your mum a coffee. And then we can talk about you while you're out of the room. Jackie will tell us that you've gone out of the room. And we can, I haven't lit an incense. I need to. And then normal order can resume. So, anyway, how are we all doing today? Before I go on to the giveaway, because there's going to be a giveaway for channel birthday. I'm not just here to say, it's my birthday, my channel birthday. I'm going to be doing a bit of a giveaway. Oh, and I want to mention the pendulum thing because Luna asked some questions earlier on and they've disappeared out of the chat because they was posted quite early. But, oh, and Pat's is in the room, so I'll show you that. This little box I've had for a few years, I bought from your hometown. I'm not sure if you want me to mention your hometown because, I'd never do that without that sort of consent. But it was on the market in your hometown and I bought it and I've had it for a few years now. It's getting a little bit, the velvet on the back is getting a bit bashed, but it's a really nice box. And in here, I keep... Yes, that's fine, Simon. So it's a seaside town. I'll let you say that. I still feel like, perhaps what if I've interpreted it wrong? So this is the pendulum that I was going to get last night, but it was in that box. It got things on it. This is the pendulum that Twist, the leaf, made for me. Isn't it beautiful? Everything about it I love. I love the blue calcite. It's got amethyst, clear quartz. It's got moonstone, and it's just really, really beautiful. And I love, you can't really see in this light, but it's got little inflections inside that sparkle as well, which is really beautiful. But the question that Luna asked was, could I clarify what I meant last night when I said you could use a pendulum for a clarifier. So I don't use these, but I've got them anyway. You can get little things like this, which is like a little mat, where a bit like an Ouija board. You can use the dowsing crystal over the mat. You can ask your questions. So if you do a reading, and you know how sometimes people pull oracle cards as a clarifier card, if they're not quite sure, they just want that extra little bit of insight into a reading. You can lay down the cloth and you can use your pendulum. So if you was using a cloth like this, I would point it over the pentagram in the middle. And then I would ask the question, and whichever direction the pendulum moves in will give me some clarification. So no is up and down, yes is side to side, there's a maybe, there's a try again, there's will not answer, there's a rephrase. So you can use it like that till you get that movement of where the pendulum's going. Now, the reason why I don't like this mat, and I've never really used it, is because it's opposite to what I was always taught. So I was taught it was like a head, you know, non-verbal sort of communication. So for me, that's a yes, which is up and down, but here that's a no. A no for me would be side to side. So when I got this, it was in a kit. I was like, no, that's opposite to what I want it to be. So I've never really used it. I got one of these as a gift many years ago as well. They're quite easy to get. It's Sig Longren's the pendulum box. And the reason why I quite like it is because it has got a copper, it's quite weighty, a copper pendulum in it, which sits in the top there. But you get a little book about pendulums, which is quite useful. And then you get these jigsaw pieces, and you can make a really large board from all of these pieces, and it's double-sided, so you get two different types. But as you can see, like one says yes and all that sort of thing. You also have one, the other side, which has the astrological associations and things. So that's quite handy as well. But I don't use any now. I just kind of, you know, if I'm using a crystal for whatever reason, I have used them to try and locate things as well, like proper dowsing. I know, you know, my own way and what the pendulum is trying to relay. But I love this. This is my favourite pendulum, and I know Twisting's here today, but you know, if you watch this back twist, I really treasure that. It's a beautiful gift, and he handmade it himself, because that's what he does. He makes jewellery and craft items. Luna says, thank you for taking note of my questions. That's okay. I'm sorry they disappeared, but yeah, note to everybody, if you put comments in, I think it's more than an hour before it broadcasts, it takes them out for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah. So, I don't know if anybody said when I asked if everybody was okay. I know there's a few people feeling a bit under the weather, so many blessings and good health to you all. Hope that it's nothing too serious. Jada says, I was taught to ask a question you know to be true, and whether the pendulum swings is the answer. Yes, to start off with, yeah, that's a good one. Just something really simple like, is my name Simon, or something like that, to make sure it's working. When you first get them, once you've got a pendulum and you're working, it's like a tarot deck. You know, once it's yours and it's got your energy and everything else, then you don't have to worry about things like that. So I want to do a giveaway just to celebrate these 3 years, and it's going to be one prize, but there's 3 things in there. Sorry, so many people are ill at the minute. Yeah, it is still flu and cold season. We have to remember that as well. Oh. I don't know why, because I know moths can't get up here, but there was just a flickering in the light, you know, when the light flickers. And it's actually, I've got a little light that points down here above my desk, and it was the smoke. There was a big pot of smoke went underneath the light bulb and made like a flickering, and I thought, there's a moth. All these years on, never had a moth. I've been here 14 years and I've never had a moth in here, but thank you, Jen. Thank you. Just in time, if you're staying around for a minute or two for the giveaway. It's okay, Simon. It's not a moth. Breathe. Poor Simon and his moths. You look like you just saw a UFO in your room. It'll be worse. I could handle an alien, another being, or even something from another dimension. I can handle it. If a moth was in here, I couldn't. Anyway, the giveaway. So I'll tell you what the prizes are, and then the prize, because it's going to be one prize. I'll tell you what it is, and then you can I'll tell you what you need to do if you want to enter. So, firstly, a tarot deck. Now this is it is new, but it's been opened by me, and I've used it once, and I just can't gel with it. And it's the Dark Days Tarot. So it is an indie tarot deck. I bought it because I saw somebody do a reading with it. It was Kasha from Tarot Map on her channel, and there was one card in particular, she was talking about it and she held it up and I thought it was lovely. The box is nice and sturdy. You get a little book with it, and the edging is really nice. There's silver, metallic silver edges. These are the cards. They're either black or white, and every one I'm opening is black. So Dark Days Tarot is the tarot deck that I'm going to be giving away. By Angelic. So Dark Days Tarot, very fitting Dark Days. An oracle deck I'm going to give away, and this isn't one that I can't gel with. This is one of my all-time favourite oracles, but it's a spare copy, and I've got, you know, my top three, and it's the Oracle of Echoes by Arnatorian. I love this deck. I keep, instead of getting it out of the box, I keep my copy in this wooden box here. It's got a crystal on it. Oh, look at that, so delight. It's a beautiful, and it's tarot sized as well. Mine's edged, but really gorgeous deck. My favourite oracle deck, says Jen. So yeah, it's really powerful and really nice deck. So Oracle of Echoes by Arnatorian. And then I'm going to be putting them in a Hermit's Cave bag. Okay, so Dark Days Tarot, Oracle of Echoes, and because it's my channel birthday, a Hermit's Cave bag. So that's one prize. And all you need to do if you want to enter into the giveaway is, I'm not putting giveaway in the title either, because I've learned that when you do that, people do search for giveaways, subscribe to your channel just to enter to try and win something. And I want it to be somebody in this community who's a supporter. You know, this is a channel birthday, and it wouldn't be what it is without you guys and your support. So there's no giveaway in the title. You have to have watched this video to know that there's even a giveaway. But what I want you to do is just comment. Now, don't comment in the comments where you're commenting now. Wait for the video to upload. Usually takes about half an hour after, you know, I say goodbye. Put a comment in about your favourite moment from the channel in the last 3 years, whatever that is, whether it was a particular subject I discussed, whether it was an event, whether it was an interview I did, whether it was one of the Tarathon topics that I talked about. There's only going to be 2 to choose from on that one. Whatever it is, your favourite moment from the Hermit's Cave over the last 3 years, and why you liked it, and that's all you need to do. So your favourite moment and why, and then I will do a draw. At the moment, post offices are still open. However, the shopping centre where I'm above is closed except for Boots and Tesco's, which means ours is in a WH Smith's, which is closed. So I want to give it a couple of weeks anyway. We are now at the 25th. So let's give it 2 weeks, and I'll draw it in a couple of catch-up cards. So let me have a look at the calendar. So if we go with, I'll stop the draw on Friday the 10th at 8 p.m. So end draw for giveaway. Okay, and the draw will be Saturday, the 11th of April. So C, C, and C. Giveaway draw. Add. Okay, so they're in the diary. Let's put chat back open. So lovely bells. You heard the bells chime at 6 o'clock. Yeah. Just seeing if there's any other comments. So everybody knows what they need to do. So favourite memory of the last 3 years and why in the comments after the video is uploaded. 2 weeks, 2 weeks and 2 days technically to enter, and then I will kicky pin pin, hands down. Of all your favourite moments, it was my Q&A last week. Kicky pin pin. I know my favourite one for sure, and Tammy Pie is somebody that's been here from virtually the beginning as well. So, yeah. All right. So, shall we? Chatterbait was my fave. That wasn't my channel though, Patsy. Don't put Chatterbait. That was Becca's channel. I was there, but I was at Becca's house, and it was on her live stream. Gosh. Perhaps it's 3 people out together. They're going to start increasing, aren't they? Powers and things, fines and all that. Needs to happen. We need to get this sorted. Right, so let's pull an oracle card before I head off. Sirens, I know. No, but very close. Yeah, you were. I remember you're. You know, one of the people that you kind of remember from very early on. Quick, put caution tape around the park benches. Yeah, Becca was telling us about that last night, wasn't she? Can't believe it's been 3 years. I've been with you from the beginning. You have, Susan. Absolutely, you have. Oh, turned one over. What I have noticed about these with the rose petal, they do jump more, and I drop them more. You don't slide as easily, but maybe I need to just shuffle them a little bit differently. Or people changing Simon's decks around, yes. Although that was a Becca Live, it was here in the cave, but again, that was on her channel. She did a live stream from here. Thank you, Sandra. Oh, what is up with me today? I'm a newbie and loving it. You can still join in, Gingerface. It's open to everybody who's a current subscriber. That was so funny. It was the night before you came, wasn't it, Kelly? You weren't here, were you? I remember leaving you and Becca here one night when I went to take Dan back to the park and ride to get his car. But I don't think it was that night. Good afternoon, Simon. Hello, everyone. Hi, Kay. Good to see you. Yeah, the night before. Okay, let's pull a card anyway. So I'll message for the next 24 hours. So there won't be a QuaranStream tomorrow because tomorrow is Throwback Thursday. And the deck that won, well, I'll leave it till tomorrow. We'll talk about that then. You literally noticed in seconds. But it was an obvious one. If she'd done a few others that weren't front of centre, it would have took me longer to notice, but it was a real obvious one. And she was looking really guilty when I went in, like she'd been up to something. So I was like, what have you done? I did a deck switcheroo too when I was there. That one took her longer for him to find. You did? What did you switch? I don't remember you doing that. What did you switch? I'm going to wait now for Jen's response. You ran to the loo during your live. Oh, right. That sounds like me. We must have been on a long time. Oh, it might have been just because we'd just come back from the pub. We'd been to the trip to Jerusalem, hadn't we? I don't remember which one I switched. But I noticed during the live, did I? I've erased that from my memory. I think it was an RWS. Tammy Pie remembers. His channel is 3 years old today, Kate. Yes, my 3rd birthday for my channel, and I've just done a giveaway. And those that's coming in right at the end, I'll just quickly go over again. I'm going to pull a card. What do we need to focus on? Oh, we have Rise. Rise. I mean, this is completely different to yesterday, which was about being grounded. Do you remember yesterday's was about connection with the earth, and this still is. I mean, it's a very earthy card, but it's about rising up, and that's what we need to do right now. This is where we need to focus our energies, is about, you know, when things like this are going down, it's easy to be pulled down by the weight of it, and the anxiety about it all, and the uncertainty breeds that sort of anxiety when we can't see the end of things. But actually, we need to rise up. We need to elevate ourselves higher, whether you practice meditation, whether you chant, whether you go out for walks in parks and nature. We need to bring, we've heard the saying, haven't we, about lifting our spirits. And that's what rising up is talking about. It's about not being bogged down by the pressures out there, and just focus on things that bring us joy. Whether that's walking in nature, seeing birds, listening to birds. You know, it was a really magical moment on Saturday when I did a couple of catch-up cars. My window was closed and I could hear birds chirping. And in the city, you don't always hear that. I thought I even heard one then. I thought that would be really amazing. But it's because there is less traffic. There is one. It's very faint though. Might be on the roof this time rather than my windowsill. But, you know, it's because there's less pollution at the minute. There's less traffic and less smog of a city. And the earth's breathing again at the minute. But yeah, so whatever it is that focuses your mind on positivity, that keeps you from feeling that you're being pulled down by the weight of the world and what's happening, focus on that. Raise your vibration, lift your spirits, go to your happy place, reach for your items that bring you joy, whether that's cards or whatever it is. Find time, because we've got a lot of it at the moment, find time to do things, activities, or be around people. I know we can't gather together as groups, but we can do things like this, or we can pick up the phone, or we can FaceTime. Whatever it is that brings us joy, seek it out, bask in it, spend more time doing things that bring us pleasure, less time being anxious and worrying about things that might be, that might not be. Okay, so our message today is rise. Fat chance. Claire. Finish doing the reading, the first words I see is fat chance. Oh, Claire, you are such a tonic. I love the Facebook group as well. Hi, Lunar Eclipse on here, but yeah, and I've had to decline a couple of people again, and I really don't like declining people. The Facebook group it's a safe space for us all to continue the discussion from here, to lift each other up, to inspire each other, to talk about decks and everything else. But all I ask that you do is you just answer the simple 3 security questions, and we'll let you in. Me and the moderators of that channel, the administrators, I should say, of that Facebook group, will let you in. But if you just request to join and don't answer, that says basically you're going to treat people with respect, that you're going to adhere to the rules, then we can't let you in. And it's such a shame to have to decline people, and we give people 24 hours to answer them, but just take a few seconds when you're asking to join to do that, and there won't be an issue at all. Sorry, my dear, that's all right. Made me smile. Kelly Bear, US announced that the stimulus packages is nearing final approval. Yes, we just saw that on the news. So that's good. All right, everybody. So I lose track of days as well with being home. Every day feels like the same as the one before. So it's Wednesday. There will be Becca's chat tonight at 9 p.m, which is in 2 hours, 45 minutes from now. Gives me time to have my dinner and everything. So thank you for being here again today. See you tomorrow for Throwback Thursday. That'll be at 8 p.m. And yeah, look after yourselves. Go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.